All sorts of useful, helpful, awesome information, and you should check it out. All right, looks like we are ready. Kris Straub, are you there? I can see him.
Am I coming in?
Oh, hello, sir. How are you?
I'm not well.
You're not well.
No. Uh-oh.
I had been I had a cold/flu for the past possibly 6 days, and today's the first morning that I actually felt okay.
I see are you back in the office?
Here with you. I am back in the office only because I did not want anybody to see on camera the disgusting home setup that evolved over the course of 6 days.
Thank you for not coming here while you were sick.
Yeah, I appreciate not coming here and getting us sick. So
No. It's not just I didn't want to get you sick. I didn't want you to witness the depths of my illness. I think that's crucial to maintaining this facade of, I took time today to shave and look nice so that nobody would have to know what's under here and how frail it is.
I don't know. I've known you for many, many years, Kris. I've never known you to look anything but perfect.
I appreciate that. I, however, do get to look at myself in the mirror the other 80% of the time, and it's getting increasingly falsified. Maybe that's the best way to put it. A lot of work goes into this, a lot more than there used to have to be, and it's bad times.
It's bad times. Well,
I'm actually excited to have a voice because I as recently as yesterday I did not have one. So here we are.
Okay. Well, we won't keep you around too long. We don't want to kill you here. But
no. I am here to serve you. I am here to support Desert Bus 9.
Aww.
So clear am I in my objective is that ordinarily I wanted to have like a little skit or some gag like Desert Chris last year.
Yep.
Did not have time to prepare that, but I said, okay, let's clear it down, let's just trim it, and just do exactly what your viewers need and want and desire, and what you want and what you care for specifically, James. I love you.
I love you too. That's all I want. That's all I've needed.
It's Ranger.
Look. There you go. Who needs funny gimmicks or silly fake charities when you have adorable, very hyper corgis?
He's got a lot of young animal strength, and the hair is very robust. I thought this.
Hi, Jamie.
Hi, Jamie.
Oh, okay. Hi, Ranger.
Uh-oh.
Hi, Ranger.
Donate for Doge, guys. Donate for Doge.
And the
Doge.
chat goes wild.
Aw.
Are you doing good things? Are you doing good things?
This call is just going to now be Kris playing with a dog for 20 minutes, which I'm okay with.
It's good. My dog baby talk is the same as my actual baby talk, and so it's very hard not to call him our son's name. Long time. You remember Jamie when I came into the office and he was here? I was calling him his name by accident. Any small creature was his name. Yeah.
All right.
Well, yeah, they thrash and they make waste. Yeah.
So about human. All right. Well, let's actually let's talk about who you are, Kris, because there's probably some people watching right now who don't know who you are. So.
Oh, he's trying to stay on the stream. Yes. Hi, everybody. I'm Kris Straub. I'm a cartoonist. I am a podcaster. I do a lot of stuff with Penny Arcade. Adjacent to them, I don't work for them, but I am in their office. You can find me at chainsawsuit.com, and that's pretty much all you have to know. I do a lot of different things, James, as you know.
Oh, I know. And you can find all of those things over at chainsuit.com, so you should go check it out.
I know you're tired, but let's get that branding.
Chainsaw suit, yeah, the whole word, things and stuff.
I know it's a living for me too, so let's
come on. Let's stick with it. All right. Well, we got some questions here for you, Kris. I'll lead off with a question that I have for you regarding your recent trip to PAX Australia.
Yes.
As many people in the chat might know, Mike wasn't able to make it down there this year, and you kind of took over. You kind of stood in there in a couple places. How was that?
I never want something really cool to come as the result of somebody else's illness, you know. But I was very much honored to do it, and it ended up being a lot of fun. The most scary thing to me was doing Make a Strip with Jerry, not because I didn't think it was possible for me to draw, but because there's such a strong. It was like it was the first like big thing I did that Mike couldn't be there for, and I had such a strong sense that everybody's there to see him, not me, and it's going to be. And had they not heard the news, and would they come in and say, "Oh, what the heck? This is not what we're here for"? But it went really well, and they were very welcoming, as we all knew that they would be. And it was awesome. It was great. I would love to do more panels like that on my own. I would like them both to be well and healthy, and for me to not have to replace them. But it was a really, really great show. Awesome. And have you been?
No, nobody here has been to PAX Australia yet.
The convention center in Melbourne is amazing. It's like the top level. I think that PAX East, edges out PAX Prime just because the space at the Washington State Convention Center is not ideal.
It's not great.
We can, yeah.
Yep.
But I would love to go to PAX Australia every year if I could.
Would you say PAX Australia is your favorite PAX? If you had to choose one.
If I honestly had to choose one, boy, they all have something to lend. Isn't that the political answer, the safe answer, the diplomatic answer?
It absolutely is, yeah.
PAX Prime is in town for me, so it's so easy to get here. What a breeze. PAX East, incredible convention center in Boston, the history. You got to love that. PAX Australia, it's Australia. Melbourne is probably my favorite city on the earth. So each one has its own special flavor. That said, PAX East is the best one, and Prime is garbage, and Australia's garbage.
What about South? You forgot South.
Of course I did.
Wow.
Ooh.
Mike
I will also be going to South as well this year. No, South was a lot of fun too.
Yeah, South was pretty cool. South has got good food.
Sorry.
South has got good food.
It does. There's that little Riverwalk area.
The Riverwalk is amazing.
This is two PAXs that are near a Riverwalk. There's the one in Melbourne as well. So let's get it. Let's up our game, Seattle and Boston.
Get some.
I want to walk near a body of water and eat.
I'm pretty sure.
Where I go.
Pretty sure the river. We do walk by a river in Boston. It's just frozen during PAX.
It does. It has one tall ship in it to indicate.
Yeah. All right.
Sure.
Let's get some questions in here from our viewers. Somebody's asking, you've been making webcomics for so long and across so many series. Is there one series that sort of stands out to you as sort of, not necessarily your best work, but something that you maybe would, if somebody was like, what should I read from you, Kris? What would get me into what you're doing? Would you point them in, what comic would you point them in the direction of?
Gosh. I would say, I guess I would say Star Slip. Like, I'm very proud of Brood Hollow, but it's because it's still in process. I don't want people to come across it, like, what's a good primer? Because it is very specialized. Because I ended up doing a lot of horror stuff, and it's fairly light horror, but I don't know. I still feel like horror is a weird thing to prime people on.
Right.
There's a shame associated with it, like, oh, you like a lot of blood? No, I don't, actually. What I like is suspense. I like the unknown. But I think I explored the unknown in a little more fun way in Star Slip, which is science fiction, and that ran for 7 years, and it's done now. And I am very proud of that one. It's a lot of humor. It's not too sour. Something for kids, something for parents. So give it a try.
All right.
This is my recommendation.
So go read Star Slip is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Quite a few people in the comments asking about the Candle Cove TV adaptation.
I have just heard that there will be more news on that soon. And that is all I can say about it. I will also say this, though. From its inception and those early meetings, I've had very little to do with it. But I have but I have a lot of faith in in Max Landis and Nick Antosca. I hope I pronounced that right, Nick. So this is the thing that made me have faith. Number one, I read some of it, and their treatment is awesome. But number two, by coincidence, recently I came across the writings of a guy named Thomas Ligotti, who's sort of a Lovecraftian author, except without all the racism. And I happened to find that Nick had recommended it in an interview just like by coincidence. It's like, oh, I know that name. And if he likes that, and I like that, I feel like it's in good hands. So the whole experience was very harrowing for me because I come from a space where cartoonists are led to believe that Hollywood will take your property and destroy it. You know? So I was very hesitant through every step of it, and I'm very glad that it's been progressing very well.
Awesome.
And that's not me being diplomat.
No. I believe you. I believe you.
Yeah.
All right. How about this? I think this is on all of our minds. Dear Dr. Straub, what is your life's ambition in the field of dance?
Boy, to be able to. So, like, again, to bring up our son, as a father, do we have, is Emin there right now, or is he away?
No, he's sleeping right now.
He's
taking care of the new baby.
My wife, Marla, is an amazing dancer and always has been, and I am a terrible dancer, and I hope that our son learns from him. I have no skill whatsoever, and it's shameful. Although I have an anecdote. The only time I ever enjoyed dancing was I took swing lessons in college, back when that was a thing, in the late 90s. And I was told I did very well. That was the only thing I've ever attempted. Other than that, I'm incredibly embarrassed. I need that structure, James. I need the rigid rules and how to exit the turn and enter one. I can't just get out there on the dance floor and just do whatever. It's going to be a mistake. You have to give me steps to memorize.
All right. I think we can make that happen. Should we start maybe a new reality TV show, Dancing with Webcomic Stars?
Yes, and
okay.
I think that everybody would lose, except the viewers if you like to dance, or if you like to watch misery and people embarrassed them, which everybody likes.
Yeah.
I think that this be a hit.
That's why this thing works so well. People like watching us suffer.
They pay money for it.
Exactly. All right, this was a good one. Dear Dr. Straub, you've had several comics go viral, one of which, Footprints, happened in an edited form and without attribution, and another of which, All Houses Matter, was passed around with full attribution. How do you feel about your comics escaping to the greater internet at large? In the case of All Houses Matter, one having a real resonance with people within the BLM movement.
Oh, wait, I thought there was a 2. I thought you said 1, and then I was preparing for another number. I'm very proud of it. Like, that was not really my intent. The first time, or when I posted it to my Patreon, and I wasn't sure if I was going to share it on the website proper because I thought it was too political and I thought it was too preachy. And I thought, I don't know if I want to do that, and I don't want people to get mad at me. And then some people said, no, you should do it. And it was the most shared thing I've ever made. And I'm very much in support of Black Lives Matter. And so people ask me if it can go in their church newsletter and things like that, and I'm happy to do that. And that's great. And I also appreciate that the attribution was left on it. As for the Footprints one, it's interesting because the Black Lives Matter one, the comic strip, it's All Houses Matter is the comic if you haven't seen it. It's a guy saying, well, I think all lives matter. Second panel, I think we should be worried about everything equally at the same time. Third panel, all houses matter, and he's turning a hose on a house that is not burning next to a house that is burning, which is very funny and poignant if you don't have somebody to describe it to you. But when it was shared, the meaning was intact. Like it was used as the way I intended it. For the footprints one with Jesus, I just thought it was funny to have Jesus, like, if you have to if you have to be with a guy the whole time, sometimes he's going to get hungry, sometimes he's going to have to leave and go to the bathroom. But it ended up getting the last panel trimmed off, and it was just like a statement about how Jesus will stay with you. So it was taken very seriously and shared that way, which I guess is okay, but it was not, I don't know. I'm a lot more upset that the URL was taken off than I am that they found something to support their faith inside of it.
Right.
You know, I don't understand why people still do that, guys. I do not get it.
Yeah, don't do it. It's not, just attribute the work. Just do it.
Just leave the URL on there. It's so much work to take it off.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Leave it on.
Yeah, it's more work to take it off than leave it on. And it just means a lot to the people who actually create the stuff.
Yes.
All right.
Sour times.
Sour times. Let's go for another fun question. Which goes in the bowl first, cereal or milk?
Oh my God. Does anybody put milk first?
I don't know.
Cereal first.
Yeah.
Cereal
Always
first.
cereal
You put the
first.
you
Always.
touch the
Yeah. I don't understand why you would put milk in first.
Unless you're really low
Find
on
out.
milk, and you don't want to be stuck with
We need
half-dry
answers.
cereal,
Oh, okay.
so you use the milk to measure how much cereal you're going to put in.
That's fair. Okay. I get it.
I cereal I want to eat, and then I put milk on that to see how much milk I want to put in.
How have you been enjoying Fallout 4? We would like to play it, but we cannot. So we must play through you.
I shouldn't be playing it because I have a child, but he goes to bed. Although if you are sick, then yes, that completely dominates everything because he doesn't care if you're sick. You got to wake up anyway. But I've had a lot of opportunity to play it, and I really, really love it. It's a great game.
Awesome.
It's good stuff.
Good stuff.
Even the stuff about I don't care about building settlements in games and building furniture for people. I don't care about that. I don't believe in that we should have furniture here in the real world. But I found myself taking care of a shelter in the game. It's odd. They've done something interesting. They've made me like these characters, which ordinarily
Does not happen.
I feel like I don't care about this nameless guard, whatever. But yeah, it's good. It's
That's
good
cool.
stuff.
All right.
Plus, you get to be Iron Man. You have armors.
Yeah, that's true.
Who doesn't like enjoy that?
Yeah, Iron Man's awesome. All right, let's get one more
Yes.
question in here. And we'll actually talk about, I guess, one of your more recent projects, which is your latest podcast with Paul, 28 Plays Later.
Yeah.
Somebody would like
Yes,
to know, how did you meet Paul and what led to the creation of that podcast?
So originally, Paul and Paul interviewed us when Scott and Will Wheaton and I were down in Australia to do a show called Symphony of Legends, which was a video game orchestral treatment with the MSO. And he interviewed us, and he's a funny guy. I liked him a lot, and we got on real well. The next time the show got done down there, it was in Queensland instead. It was in Brisbane, and nobody but me could make it. So I said, I like Paul. I worked well with him. Can we bring him back? And so we did that show together. We hosted it. It's the biggest crowd that I've ever stood in front of and did not wet my pants. It was like 1,000 people. And a full orchestra. It was amazing. You get to hear them play the Skyrim theme and Final Fantasy VII and stuff like that. But after that experience, it was like, oh, we work well together. We should do something together. And then it was like another year and a half before we figured out what would the framework of that be. But apparently, I mean, he's a game reviewer and he's a host and an actor and, in Australia. So, I mean, it doesn't mean very much, but, but he's very funny and loves games the same way that I do. So we said, let's do a podcast about that. And the show title 28 Plays Later originally was because I thought I would only have one chance per month to talk about games. So it was going to be a monthly podcast. He and I were going to play the same game for a month and then come back and talk about it, dissect it on the show. Then that changed. So it's now weekly. because it was a lot easier to do than I thought. And but the name stayed, so it doesn't really make any sense. It has nothing to do with zombies, not really. But
Can't rebrand
it's good.
now.
It's good stuff.
You're set in stone.
Cannot, should not.
Should not. Yeah.
Gotta
no.
leave it alone.
Exactly. All right.
You don't want to confuse.
I have a question.
You do? Okay.
Yes,
Can-
Kris. What is the best part about being Kris Straub?
Did you
I
get?
don't think he
I-
can.
Can you?
Come here.
No, I heard it. I totally did. The best part is having people appreciate your facial hair. And I hope it continues. I don't think I'm going to be bald, but I do think I will have a lot of gray. I'm not going to color it, and I hope that in 10 years I look like a very old man. I may actually grow it long, like, you know, like a Dumbledore looks. I think that would be a good look. I'll get the whole hat and everything.
The Dumbledore look?
I think that's what he said. Yeah.
Bringing it back,
Yeah.
Dumbledore.
He's gonna bring it back.
Yeah, it's a classic. It's time worn, but people still appreciate it to this day.
And
Who doesn't
finally-
like Dumbledore?
Yeah. And finally, Kris, we've been asking all of our call-ins it's the $9 Nemesis Challenge. And it's kind of turning the superhero question up on its head. It's not what superhero would you be, but if you were an evil overlord, who would your nemesis be? What superhero would be your nemesis?
Oh gosh. What real superhero?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be a real superhero. Some people have sort of interpreted the question differently, but
No, I'm going to go real, and I'll tell you why. Because the first thing that came to my mind was Iron Man. Not just because I like Iron Man a lot, and not just because when I stare past the camera I see a drawing of Iron Man on my wall, but because his rogues gallery, his villains in the comic books are awful. They're not good villains. He does not have very good villains. So I'm going to try and elevate that. I'll have to come up with something cool. Has he ever fought like a rust guy? That seems like a natural.
oh yeah,
He must have.
just a natural rusting agent.
Yeah, like when I touch things, they just get all wet and metal gets ruined. And so I'm just kind of chasing them around trying to
Touch
trying
him?
to rope them.
Touch him, yeah. Just splash him with some
Yeah, and
water.
that's and my name is the Toucher.
Ooh, that is creepy.
Touch me.
The bad
Bad
toucher.
toucher.
Yeah, I love it.
But I wouldn't, as the villain, I wouldn't self-apply bad toucher. I would think that my touch is good, so I would just be the toucher, even though that's super horrible and creepy. But that's okay. Iron Man needs to be taken down a notch, and I'm the man to do it.
All right, we have our answer. The
All
toucher.
right, the toucher.
The toucher. All right, Kris. Thank you so much for calling in. I know you weren't feeling great, but
We hope you feel
Well,
better.
I appreciate you guys having me on and everything that you're doing, and I hope one year I'll be able to join you in person again.
come back. Yeah.
Perhaps when our child is a little bit older. Maybe he can even come up with me. That would be
That would be awesome.
enjoyable.
yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
when he doesn't need to take a nap every 2 hours, I think it would be good.
We still need to take naps
Yeah,
every
we
2
still-
hours,
yeah.
so
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
The enticement of like, well, why does he get to sleep? I don't get to sleep.
Just before you go, can you let everybody know where they can find you and all your stuff and read your comics and
Yes. You can find me at chainsawsuit.com, and you can follow me on Twitter at Kris Straub, which is a very oddly spelled name, and I don't expect you to be able to spell it unless it's down here somewhere.
It sure is.
it sure is.
Good news.
We got you.
Yeah, we got you. We got you.
That is me.
All right. Thanks so much, Kris.
Thanks, Kris.
Pleasure.
Love you, buddy.
Guys.
Bye.
Yay.
Yay.
Kris is the best. I agree.